Hey y'all, and welcome back to Caitlyn's Corner. So this week we are celebrating the dog days of summer, which typically means that it's hot. It's the hottest part of summer right now, being the end of July, going into August. But we've got some doggy books because it's always a good time to have some doggy books. So today I have for you Smart George. So you might remember Bark George, and poor George, he can't get his bark right. He's not barking, he's doing all the other animal sounds like mooing and oinking. Well, this is Smart George. So another book by the same author with good old George. If you're ready, we're going to get started. George's mother said, 1 + 1 = what, George? You think George knows math? George said, first you have to feed me. So she fed him. So George says, you gotta feed him first. And there he is eating. Then George's mother said, 2 + 2 = what, George? George said, first you have to walk me. George isn't doing any math, is he? So he wants to go for a walk. So she walked him. Then George's mother said, 3 + 3 = what, George? You think George is finally going to do the math? George said, it's time for my nap. He's not doing the math, is he? While he napped, George dreamed about numbers. A 1? Good, George. So George is dreaming. It's his dream. He says 1, and the tree says, good, George. +1 = what, George? Sniff, sniff. 2. So George is dreaming about math. Very good, George. Oh dear. What's this? More? So the tree is talking to George. 2 + 2 = what, George? I don't have time for this. My mother is looking for me. So George says no more, and he tells the trees goodbye. 2 + 3 = what, George? Trees are still talking. Mother, come and tell these trees how much you need me. We're waiting, George. 5? Good, George. Excellent, George. Smart, George. So the trees are still talking to him. Did he get the right answer? 2 + 3 = 5. That is correct. I added all the way up to 5. Good dog, George. Take the rest of the day off, he says to himself. Not so fast, George. 5 + how many, George? You've got to be kidding me. George doesn't want to do any more math. We know you can come up with the answer, George. Maybe I can, and maybe I can't, and maybe I have to chase my tail. And maybe you don't know the answer. Maybe I have to chase this cat. See if you can add how many trees I'm passing, George. So now the cat's trying to get George to do math by counting the trees. I almost caught you passing the 6th tree. I missed you by an inch at the 7th tree. And now you're way out of reach up the 8th tree. I call that cheating. So let's see if we got that right. Is the cat on the 8th tree? We got 1 tree, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right. Cat is up the 8th tree. What color is it? It looks red. You added up 8 trees without even thinking. You are so smart, George. Mother, will you come with my leash and pull me out of this dream? So George is tired of dreaming all these math facts. Mother can't come until you've added up to 10 trees, George, says the pig. You're not my mother, you're a pig. How do you know? Pig is right. Mother is waiting to wake you as soon as you add up to 10, George. Why should I believe a cow if I don't believe a pig? Where's my mother? Oh, George. So, he says I gotta add up to 10. George doesn't believe them. And the vet back there says, oh, George. My vet? I don't want a shot. I want my mother. We all know you're smart, George. Now, show us you can add up to 10, says the cat. Mother, I added up to 8, and one more is 9, okay? So you add up to 8, and one more makes 9. 9 plus 1 is Mother. Time to wake up from your nap, George. Mother, take me outside for a walk. I want to show you all the trees I can add up. But we live in the city, George. We don't have many trees. So, George is waking up from his nap. Okay, so they don't have trees. What can they count? A 1 house plus 2 houses is 3 houses. Smart, George. There we go. George does his math. That's a very smart George. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for tuning in. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.